He's a country music Hall of Famer and also a gospel music Hall of Famer. He does it all, singer, songwriter, and a guitarist, the one and only Jimmy Fortune.
Hey, Eric.
Jimmy, it's good to have you back on the show.
Eric, it's good to be with you, buddy.
You know, I feel like, every time I go to the Grand Ole Opry, you're there. And so we were joking to where it's like, they're going to set up a room for you at the Grand Ole Opry in the back to where you just, it's like, well, where's Jimmy? Well, he's sleeping in his back room. It's time for him to come on stage.
If they do set up a room for me, it'll probably be the bathroom, Jimmy Fortune and men's bathroom on it. But no, I'm there a lot, and I am so proud to be. I said the Statler Brothers, when I was with them for about 21 years.
Yeah.
Statler Brothers weren't members of the Grand Ole Opry, but I think we did it twice while I was there for that 21 years.
How many times have you done it now as a solo artist?
I don't even know. We've done it quite a few times, but I love the Grand Ole Opry. Of course, I live here now. I live in Hendersonville.
But you've been a solo artist longer than you were with the Statler Brothers now.
23 years. I've been on my own now. And it's hard to believe because it's gone by so fast.
Mm-hmm. And you keep making great music too. I got to bring this up. Your new album, DVD, and book all came out this past month. So you've got Songs of an American Dreamer and this was recorded at Ricky Skaggs' studio also.
With Sharon and Ricky, we're hosting the DVD, and it's definitely Songs of an American Dreamer. There are songs about my life that actually go along with the book.
Right. Stories of an American Dreamer.
And stories of an American Dreamer that are all coming out about the same time, are out about the same time. And so it's, like I said, stories about my life. And if people are always asking me, how did you get started? Well, that's all in there. And it actually goes back, it covers about 100 years, the book does, actually.
Yeah.
And
does this also cover the statue in there?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, because there's a statue of you in Virginia.
It's a statue of me in Nelson County, Virginia, at the Historical Society there. That's pretty much life size. It's 9 feet tall, and well, actually half of my life.
But I mean, and you and I were joking though, Jimmy. But what a great testament, to your music and your talent and everything, to where most people don't get that kind of a accolade or attention while you're still alive.
Well, yeah, the artist that actually created the bronze statue told me that, he said, you're the only person I've ever done a statue for that's still alive.
Wow.
I said, well, only a good Lord can figure all that out. I don't know how, I do not know how that happened, but I thank God for, the people that do think a lot of you enough to do something like that, to commission a statue.
Yeah.
I didn't know what went behind doing that. I didn't think you just say somebody, well, I just want to build a statue of somebody. You actually have to commission a statue,
right?
And you have to go through so much loops to get that done. And so it was quite an honor. I got to go back to my hometown.
That is so amazing.
And people that I went to school with and people through the years. And, all came, and my family came, and we were all there together, and it's almost surreal. But
well, you've accomplished so much, and we were talking about it, with the new album, the DVD, and with the book out, to where your life, starting out singing in high school, and to where you were discovered by Lou at a ski lodge performing.
Yeah, in 1981, it was a night before Thanksgiving. I went to a jam session. Any of you kids out there starting out, hey, go to jam sessions and play, because you never know who's going to be there. And I went there, and Lou DeWitt happened to be there, and he heard me sing, and then we got to sing together a little bit. Right. And he was one of my heroes. I loved him so much. Wow. And I thought I'd never hear from him again. And lo and behold, he had to be out for surgery for about 6 months.
Right.
And I was the first name out of his mouth. This is all in the book. It's a long story, but it's a really cool story. It really is. It was a God thing. I don't know how to explain it, but I got to fill in for Lou for about 6 months, and then he came to me and said, hey, I don't think I can do this anymore. Would you mind being a Statler brother full time? And I said, you know what? I'd be an idiot to turn it down. And
that just gives me goosebumps just hearing this story, and that's why you're going to have to do the audio book also for this, because I know, and once again, but you turned around the book so fast. The audio book ought to be just as easy.
Oh yeah, it took me 8 years. It would probably be that long for me to do the audio book.
But what you and I were talking though, Jimmy, to where it's like you got so many great stories, with the Statler Brothers, with your solo career, with all of the artists that you've worked with over the years, and also now you've got a side project band that you're playing with too.
Yeah, Brothers of the Heart. Yeah, that's going really well too. And Mike Rogers, Ben Isaacs, and Bradley Walker. And we just got together and did it for the fun of it. And
Yeah.
by golly, it's turned into a...
And Ben has produced a few of your albums also over the years.
He's produced everything I've done.
He's pretty talented with the Isaacs.
Yep, and with Gaither Music. Gaither's been so good to me.
Right.
And he's been good to everybody. But we love working with them, and they just pretty much let me do what I want to do, and it's just really, really worked out. Everybody from top to bottom of that organization is number one, man.
Well, and I got to brag on you too, Jimmy, because you won't do it, but it's like what this album reminded me of, and I've enjoyed all of your past albums that you've done, but it really showcases you as the songwriter you are. And I think that people forget that even back to the Statler Brothers days, what a prolific songwriter you were, and it's not easy. It's not easy to tell a story in a song so that people get it and embrace it. No,
and most of my songs, would tell people that I don't write every day like a prolific writer. I'm not like that. It's always been things that kind of hit me in the heart and said, it's like, you got to do this. This is what, and it's like, I didn't sit down to write a hit song. I never sit down to write a hit song. And so it always surprises me if they do become a hit.
I'm not surprised in the least, because I'll tell you what, listen to this album, and I was joking you because I went through the entire album, and I'm like going, and usually I put a star next to my favorite ones, and I'm going through the album listing while I'm getting ready for you to come in the show, and I put a star next to almost every song on here.
Well, I appreciate that, but those are songs that affected my life in so many ways. I look back on it, and it could be the songs that wrote my life, that kind of thing. But and they pretty much did.
It's so great that you did a DVD though, also, and it'll also be available on streaming through Gaither, also.
Yeah,
right?
and we did it in Ricky's studio. All went down live. Everything you hear on there, we did not go back and do any overdubs at all. There was nothing like it was. It's real. What you
Brent
see.
Mason didn't show up and play your guitar part in the back.
He didn't overdub my stuff. He probably should have. But I was the least of all the musicians in there. We had Mike Rogers, Ben Isaacs, had Sidney Perry, who used to sing with me for a lot of years, Janae Flainer, Jeff Taylor, Stewie French on guitar. World-class musicians.
Totally. But the album, listening to the album, it sounds so organic and live to me. Like, listening to it, I feel like I'm sitting in the room with you and the band. Yeah.
Ben set all that up, and Ben is really good at that. Making everything sound so good. And the mics that he uses for your voice and all just really enhance what you do. And it's just so good. It was such a good feeling in that room. But
I think this album brings new life to a lot of these songs. You know, that people, some of these songs, and they've heard them, they know them, but to me, it really it breathes new life into them. This, to me, it sounds like an Americana album.
Yeah.
Where it's like, so many people that maybe don't know Jimmy Fortune now are going to go, oh my gosh.
Well, there's so many songs that I used to be in a band that played cover music for years before the Statler Brothers, so I did all kinds of different music. And all those different genres affected me in what I do, and it's all come out through time, And I keep really a close finger on the pulse of the fans, and what they want to hear. And it's not just about me. What I really realized during COVID, a lot of people I think realize, is that what I needed was those fans out there to make me live in my music, because they breathe life into me when I'm singing. And hopefully I can return the favor and give them something in return in my music. And so it's almost like a cycle. And I really felt that when the COVID took place, how important the fans are, how important they are to all of us that do what we do.
Well, and I think everybody is going to want to really have all three of these, to where, I know that the album is going to be available on CD also, besides all streaming platforms, and the DVD coming out, and obviously the book, where people are going to want signed copies. Where do our viewers need to go for everything Jimmy Fortune to get all of these things going, Jimmy?
Well, you go to jimmyfortune.com, of course, and find out where you can buy everything. And I'm going to be doing book signings, different places. And so kind of watch my website, I guess you might say, to see. You can go there and it'll tell you exactly where you get. If some place is closer to you than than coming to, you know, Nashville or whatever.
Right.
But come on to Nashville if you want to, too.
Yeah,
You want
and also the tour, when you know you're out on the road, you're going to
Yeah.
have these CDs, DVDs, and books with you also
Right.
that people can get signed copies, which will,
Right.
you know, you got to have those. And
Yeah.
then also, I was speaking with Nina to where there might be like tiny statues also coming along as part of the merch.
Well, the
To where-
bobbleheads.
To where if you want to take a little Jimmy with you, along with the album, the DVD, and the book, right?
That's an idea, buddy. Hey, thank you for planting that. Y'all will probably see that, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, however you consume music, but I recommend you get the CD, get the DVD, and obviously buy the book. Get it signed by Jimmy Fortune also. You've got Songs of an American Dreamer and Stories of an American Dreamer, and just great stuff, Jimmy.
Well,
I
Eric,
can't wait to see you live.
I
and,
appreciate you having me on. I really do.
It's always good. I'll see you at the Opry, right?
All right. Yes, sir.
Jimmy
God bless.
Fortune. Check him out.